Earlier today, I was hanging out with my friends at the mall, right? And it was a great time. And I got home and it was just me by myself. And I felt kind of overwhelmed by just having all my headphones and listening to music and trying to lay back. So, what I decided, right, is to leave my phone at home and go to like the little lounge area that my apartment has and just draw and read. And one thing I learned from kind of just doing that is how much the silence we really require to get our best ideas. One of my favorite YouTubers I've really been watching right now is Polly Walnuts. And I remember he said something that kind of stuck with me about how go ahead and just take a walk without listening to anything. And this kind of drives another point that I've been thinking about more recently is about how boredom truly is like the foundation of greatness because so often we're trying to constantly distract ourselves and our minds from actually having like our original thought. Even if you are an overthinker, which I am personally, still, I find that I am still constantly distracting myself instead of being in my own mind. And I'll tell you what, on those times where I choose to not use my phone immediately and I just either read or draw, like just complete silence, not even listening to music, I find myself so utterly bored. Like I am just losing my mind, it feels. But I also feel often relieved. And I also find that I'm finding my own thoughts and coming up with ideas. Like with my last video, I only came up with my last video idea is because the day that I made that video, I decided not to use my phone immediately when I woke up. I spent like an hour not doing really any technology and kind of just, or any technology like my iPad or my computer, and just living my life. And I feel like we've kind of missed a lot of that creativity in ourselves because we're not actually thinking and we're afraid of loneliness. Because, like, as a person who's an extrovert, I should say, I find it very difficult to kind of just be on my own and to do something, especially for extended periods of time, like drawing without talking to somebody. Like, oh man, I get very bored drawing. Like at times, like I'll find myself like even like listening to YouTube doesn't always really help. But I think it's kind of good though that I don't always get my friends to talk to. And I find so often we're afraid of loneliness when it's like it's okay to be lonely for a time. Like it's okay to be able to be in your own thoughts because the problem with a lot of times having people is that they can kind of form a distraction of you actually thinking. Because when you're hanging around other people, you're spending time trying to respond to them and maybe trying to make them laugh or engage in a conversation. And that isn't to say having friends is bad or anything. Like I had a great time with my friends, but when I got home, I stopped myself like, dang, I really need to do something with my time. I need to be productive. So I went to the gym, I drew, and that whole time I didn't have any headphones or anything. I just sat in my thoughts. And it feels weird at first, but I think it does get easier because I think it's very important to practice loneliness slash boredom and to actually understand where your mind is coming from. Because I also find too, the problem with a lot of social media is that we're constantly inundated with negative information or just how horrible the world is that we don't get properly much time to really think about our own reality. It's like I'm all for social justice helping the world, but it's also important to have your own peace and to have a good sense of what you can control. And I think so often we're so afraid of being loneliness, of being alone, that we don't really truly find ourselves because we're always trying to distract where our mind is or where our mind's going. And I'm trying to get better at loneliness in myself because I'll admit I've kind of always struggled with loneliness. And I think it's has something to do with me personally, is me not truly having a great sense of purpose in my life. I don't mean to get super like philosophical or like traumatic or something in the video, but I just feel oftentimes that I think the reason why it's so hard for me to be alone is because it's like I don't find much purpose in a lot of things I'm doing. But I am doing better now with working on my comic more and doing this, where I'm coming to realize like, dang, I really need to actually focus more. Because I find too, when you actually have stuff to do, when you have a good sense of doing something that you find meaningful, it doesn't really feel as bad when you can't always talk to your friends or when this person doesn't respond back. Like one thing that's kind of helped me with talking to girls, right, is I'm trying to shoot more shots and talk to girls more romantically. But like when I get that rejection or when I don't get that type of talking or left on scene or left on set, yeah, it hurts a bit. But then I think to myself, well, I got work to do. I've got stuff to do. Whereas I feel like if you are putting so much focus on communion with others, when others don't give you the validation or the reciprocation that you like, you kind of find yourself a little bit more struck and more hurt because like you don't have a good sense of purpose or something that you need to do because we're meant to be creative. We're meant to do something with our lives. Like one other topic I like to think about is like work, right? Where people say, oh, I don't want to work and like, can't we just vibe and just explore the world? And it's like the issue with society is not so much that work is a bad thing because I think work gives us a sense of purpose. The issue is that people are working jobs that they don't find fulfilling and they don't find themselves actually truly enjoying the life that they're living while at those jobs. Because it's like, I'm trying to make my art and this kind of stuff a form of work, but I actually do enjoy doing this, even on the days where I don't feel the most joyous about it. I don't feel like, oh my gosh, this sucks because I'm clearly doing this out of like my own fruition. Like I don't get paid for YouTube. I mean, of course I don't get paid at. I only have like 19 subscribers, but I'm finding that I actually enjoy what I'm doing here. Same thing with my art. And it's a shame that so often I don't think people ever come to that conclusion with their own jobs because one, we're constantly distracting ourselves and we're not doing jobs that are meaningful. And I kind of just wanted to talk about this because I kind of thought about this during my time today where I was kind of just, I guess it feels like a form of meditation. Like, honestly, when you don't have your phone and you're just living around, like, I didn't even have my Apple Watch. Like, I didn't even know what time it was. I think I left around like 8 p.m. or so to like do my little quiet time or something. And I came back at 9:25. I had no concept of time. But I think we're often not finding who we truly are because we're not putting enough time to just be truly alone. Because loneliness is scary, but loneliness is a lot like the darkness in a sense, where darkness in itself is not truly bad. We're just afraid of what may come of the darkness. And I think that's the fear with loneliness, is that sometimes we're afraid of what will come when we don't have people constantly distracting us or when we don't have social media or some form of entertainment telling us. And I encourage you guys to this week, honestly, give yourself some time to like put down your phone. And you don't have to do it for as long as I have, where like I've gone like hours not having my phone or do anything or now technology. But like I would say go like don't use your phone immediately when you wake up, or at least try not to. Like I'll admit I'll still do that on occasion. Well, I still do a lot of admittedly, right? But like try to start at least one of your days where you just don't use your phone immediately. Or just have a moment where you don't use your phone like early on in the day or extended period of time. Like I would say this is a hard challenge maybe for some. Go 30 minutes without really using your phone. And when I say don't use your phone, truly not using it. Like don't be checking notifications like every here and there. Like put your phone somewhere else or something like that, and just truly enjoy the boredom because it does boredom does suck, but it's ultimately good for us. It's kind of like working out where there are times where you just feel, oh, I hate doing this, but what the result of it is that you actually get to think, and the problem is people don't think enough. So, anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. It's a bit of a kind of a longer video, but I'll talk to you guys soon.